Hi, good morning to all of you. So, I welcome all of you for Prelims Crash Course, that is also termed as Destinaire course. This course is meant to prepare you to align you for the upcoming prelims examination in 2024. The objective of this course is basically to realign your preparation, especially for those candidates who are taking prelims for the first time, and also for those candidates who had been attempting prelims examination but in by any chance were not able to qualify this examination. We want to push them to that threshold level so that they can also cross the line and can be selected in prelims examination to start the real battle for mains and personality test. Clear? So real objective is to push those candidates who are the first timers, and especially those candidates who are not able to qualify the prelims examination. At the same time, I just want to make some things very clear at the outset. Clear? This pro course is a crash course in which we'll be emphasizing more on coverage aspect, and that is why we won't be emphasizing more on dictation aspect that will consume time. Rather, we will try to rather explain things, and we would expect you to write things on your own. Clear? Even though I'll be writing some terms on the board, there's no doubt about it. Clear? At the same time, clear, you need to this videos will be available to you till your prelims examination, so you can go through the videos again and again, but at meanwhile there's no possibility of giving dictation to all of you, as we want to have complete coverage, maximum coverage. Meanwhile, again, another important thing, at the end of every session you will be given two tests. One subject related test like history, you will have 10 to 12 questions every day, and then one test on current affairs of 10 questions. Clear? So questions may vary, but there will be regular tests on subject related matter and as well as current affairs. And on the next day I'll be discussing the subject related questions, the answers as well as the explanation as well. So don't worry about those questions. In fact, today after the class you'll be given those questions. Try to solve those questions. Tomorrow when I'll come, we'll discuss those questions as well. Meanwhile, clear, if you have any query in between, clear, I'll try to answer some of them, but it may not be possible for me to answer all the questions. So at the end of the session, that is 2 hour session, I'll take all the questions also. So don't get tensed when I'm not able to take all your queries, but important ones obviously I'll be taking in the class, meanwhile in the class itself. Clear? So let us start with this prelims crash course. Clear? And we need to respect our time, we need to respect our moment. So obviously we'll try to make use of all possible time which has been allotted for this crash course. Clear? And I would expect all of you to be on toe also, to have or to complete the session in a very time bound manner, in a very effective manner. Clear? So starting with the first section of your prelims crash course, and that is related to ancient Indian history along with cultural aspect. Clear? So we'll start with ancient history and culture, then medieval history and culture, and then modern history and modern culture. Clear? See, we won't be emphasizing more on historical aspect at this moment because most of the questions are largely related to cultural aspect. So we'll emphasize more on cultural dimensions. But I'll give you briefly about the political developments as well, but need to focus more on the cultural dimensions of ancient history and then followed by cultural dimensions of medieval and modern history. Let us start with this session then. Clear? Now, first of all, I'll let you know, as far as ancient history is concerned, ancient history is broadly divided into prehistory and proto-history. Clear? Broadly divided into prehistory, proto-history, and then finally we have another section that is history. Clear? Difference you must be knowing: prehistory is largely based on archaeological evidences, proto-history is based on archaeological evidences along with written tradition, but that written script has not been deciphered yet, and prehistory is based on pure literary traditions, whereby we can reconstruct the history on literary evidences along with archaeological evidences. First of all, coming to prehistory. Clear? The prehistorical phase is broadly divided into Paleolithic phase, broadly, then followed by the Mesolithic phase, and then finally by the Neolithic phase. Clear? These phases were marked by dominant use of stone implements to hunt animals for survival. Paleolithic was the oldest stone age that started around 5 lakh BC and continued till 10,000 BC. Then after a gap of 1,000 years, we had Mesolithic phase that started around 9,000 BC, and then the Neolithic phase. Clear? These were the developments that took place. Clear? Now, we had been, or you must be knowing about the stone tools used in these phases, which were used to hunt animals, like hand axes used in Paleolithic phase, then the micro lifts used in Mesolithic phase, and polished stone tools used in the Neolithic phase. Clear? Now, from our examination perspective, the coming examination, we need to know, clear, that in recent archaeological evidences, excavations, it has been found that the oldest city or habitation city of India was the city of Neolithic phase, and this city was known as the city of Vadnagar. Clear? Habitation evidences of Vadnagar dates back to 8,000 BC. It was the Mesolithic phase, and Vadnagar is located in the westernmost province of Gujarat. Clear? Before Vadnagar, before this archaeological evidences, the oldest habitation city of India was Varanasi. Clear? So Varanasi has been replaced by another city which is considered to be the oldest habitation city of India, and that city is Vadnagar in Gujarat. It can be asked in coming examination as well. So you should know about Vadnagar also. You should know about Varanasi as well. Clear? Varanasi is located in Uttar Pradesh. It was one of the capital of the Kashi Mahajanpad during period of Mahajanpadas, and at the same time it has been replaced by oldest city in recent times with Vadnagar in Gujarat. Clear? At the same time, clear, during these phases when these were going on exactly largely in the northern part of India and to some extent in southern part of India as well, clear, we must know one thing, that in the southern part of India largely another stone age culture developed, and this stone age culture is known as the megalithic culture. Clear? Megalithic culture means the culture that was marked by use of large stone tools. And why this culture is known as megalithic culture? Largely the burials and the area surrounding the burials were marked by placement of large pieces of stones, and therefore this culture came to be known as megalithic culture. Clear? Megalithic culture also dates back to Mesolithic phase of northern part of India. Clear? So when Mesolithic age was going on in northern part of India, megalithic culture began to develop in the southern part of India, and maximum number of megalithic sites has been found in the state of modern Karnataka. So in the state of modern Karnataka, maximum number of megalithic sites has been found in which the burials of the people were marked by large pieces of stones. Clear? And in this megalithic culture, the burials marked by large pieces of stones, they are divided into two categories. These categories are known as the menhirs and the dolmens. Clear? So two major categorization of megalithic culture or burials is menhirs and dolmens. What is the difference? Clear? Menhirs are those burials which is marked by erected and upright stones. Clear? This is known as menhirs. Dolmens is when two stones are there and that is covered by flat rectangular stone like roof-like structure. It is known as dolmen structure. Clear? So the entire megalithic culture, especially in southern part of India, is divided into two forms known as menhirs and the dolmens. Menhirs marked by upright stones placed on the burial, and dolmens is marked by flat stone placed on two rectangular vertical standing stone structure. Clear? As far as menhirs and dolmens are concerned, maximum number of this menhirs and dolmens has been found in the present state of Karnataka, and the largest megalithic site or megalithic structure which has been found in Karnataka, it is known as Hirebenakal. Clear? So Hirebenakal is in Karnataka, is the largest megalithic site where large number of both menhirs and dolmens has been found, and it is located in the state of Karnataka. But why we are discussing megalithic culture? Clear? We are discussing megalithic culture because for upcoming prelims examination, it is very important, because in recently heritage enthusiast of Telangana, clear, has demanded UNESCO tag for a very important menhir which has been found in Mudumal village. Clear? So Mudumal village in Telangana, the people of this village has been demanding UNESCO heritage tag for the very large menhir found at this time. What is the importance of this menhir? Upright stone found in the Mudumal village of Telangana. Clear? This has been constructed keeping in mind the movement of the sun, meaning thereby the structure has been constructed in such a way that it can reflect or it can indicate equinoxes, it can indicate solstices, so that movement of the sun could be charted out. Clear? This is considered to be a very scientific phenomena whereby upright stone can chart the movement of the sun, and therefore large number of people in Mudumal village of Telangana has been demanding the UNESCO tag for this site. Clear? So coming to this site first of all. Clear? So coming to this major megalithic site. Clear? This megalithic site located in Mudumal village of Telangana is being proposed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site by the people of this village, because the upright stone which has been constructed at Mudumal village is basically scientifically oriented to chart the movement of the sun, and at the same time can be used as clocks and calendars as well in the village of Mudumal. Clear? This large menhir which has been constructed, this is also locally known as Niluvu Rallu. Clear? So local terminology for this menhir which has been found in the Mudumal village is known as Niluvu Rallu. Clear? It is a very important one, and there are large number of menhirs found, but all these menhirs are scientifically oriented to chart the movement of the sun. Clear? So megalithic culture becomes important. Megalithic culture largely found in southern part of India, mostly in Karnataka, and at the same time most of this are found in Hirebanaka in Karnataka. These are divided into menhirs and dolmens. Menhirs means upright stone, and this upright stone has been found recently in Mudumal village, and people of this village demand what UNESCO site tag for this major menhir. Now UNESCO site, coming to this also. Clear? So first of all I'll let you know that UNESCO is a specialized body of United Nations that recognizes major sites all across the world to be included in World Heritage Site, both in tangible category and intangible category. So any unique heritage site which has been preserved for generations, that indicate uniqueness from the perspective of humankind, is to be preserved at global level, and they are identified by UNESCO. Clear? Till now 42 sites from India has been identified under World Heritage Site by UNESCO, the latest being Shanti Niketan and 3 major temple sites of Karnataka at Halibut. Clear? So there are 42 sites from India, and there are more and more demand of more and more sites to be included in UNESCO World Heritage Site. One among them being the menhir at Mudumal village in Telangana, also known as Niluvu Rallu. Clear? Very important one for your upcoming examination. Clear? So prehistorical phase marked by archaeological evidences. These archaeological evidences are provided in Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic, and in southern part of India largely through megalithic culture. These graves in megalithic culture were marked by certain eatable items, iron implements, and other important things. In fact, megalithic culture is also accompanied with Iron Age in the southern part of India, which became a very important development in South Indian historical evolution. Clear? This prehistorical phase was followed by proto-historical phase, and as we had discussed, proto-historical phase was marked by archaeological evidences as well as written script, but that written script has not been deciphered till date. Clear? One major civilization that developed in proto-historical phase in India was the Indus Valley civilization. Clear? Indus Valley civilization was developed in Indus Valley region around 2500 BC. It acquired its matured form around 2200 BC and continued its matured form till 1800 BC. Clear? Now, why Indus Valley civilization is very important for India, both from historical as well as cultural perspective. Clear? Indus Valley civilization is important because it was a large civilization covering almost 113 lakh square kilometer on the regions corresponding with northwestern and western part of India, along with large parts of present Pakistan. Clear? Indus Valley civilization is important largely because of its architecture. Clear? Large number of urban cities were established in Indus Valley civilization. Most of these cities were established on the river banks. These cities include Harappa on banks of river Ravi, Mohenjo-daro on banks of river Indus, Kalibangan on the banks of river Ghaggar, Lothal on banks of Bhogao, and other major cities. Clear? Indus Valley civilization was a very prominent one because all these cities were marked by clear-cut urban planning. Clear? These cities were largely divided into two sections, the upper town and the lower town, that is the citadel and the lower town. Upper town was meant for elite classes, lower town was meant for common people. Clear? And in all these urban centers, the most important feature was developed drainage network, which was not developed even in contemporary Mesopotamian civilization. Clear? There was regular interaction between Indus Valley civilization and Mesopotamian civilization, and Mesopotamian records referred to Indus Valley as the region of Meluha. Clear? But even Mesopotamian civilization, also known as Sumerian civilization, did not have such a developed drainage network as the drainage network of Indus Valley civilization. Based on the grid pattern which was followed in Indus Valley civilization, or the block pattern, several new cities were established in course of time, including the organized city of Chandigarh and even Jaipur and New Raipur in contemporary times. Clear? In Indus Valley civilization, several artistic developments also took place. Now, you need to have a list of those artistic developments. Why? Because these artistic developments normally is asked from you, and these artistic developments must be known to every candidate. Clear? So, artistic developments of Indus Valley civilization is very important. We'll look into those artistic developments. First of all, clear? The large number of stone artifacts were created by Indus Valley people, and among those stone artifacts created by these people, clear, very important development was related to a stone artifact of a bearded man. This stone artifact of bearded man has been found from the city of Mohenjo-daro. Clear? So, stone artifact of bearded man has been found from the city of Mohenjo-daro. Clear? At the same time, apart from this stone artifact found in Mohenjo-daro, clear, we need to understand that there was image of Pashupati Mahadev. Pashupati Mahadev. Pashupati Mahadev, Mahadev depicted on the seals, and this Pashupati Mahadev has been shown with yogic posture, surrounded by animals like elephant, tiger, rhinoceros, and buffalo, who is also identified as Proto-Shiv, or the earlier form of Lord Shiv. Clear? Because along with this seals, large number of phallus symbols or shivling has also been found. Clear? Apart from this, large number of mother goddess figurines has been found. Mother goddess figurines has been found, which are made of terracotta, and this mother goddess figurines shown basically indicate plant growing from the embryos, which indicate that mother goddesses were worshipped for as fertility goddesses. Clear? Then at the same time, we have a very important metal image or metal sculpture of bronze dancing girl. This bronze dancing girl is very important. The reason being, the bronze dancing girl is shown in Tribhang gesture, meaning the body is bented at 3 points simultaneously, and this Tribhang gesture became a very important part of even classical dance like Odissi. And this Tribhang or dancing girl in bronze was made through a technique which is known as the lost wax technique. Clear? According to this lost wax technique, first of all, the image or sculpture is made in wax. Clear? And then it is covered with thick layers of clay and certain holes are left. Clear? With heating, the wax is drained away from these holes, and in this structure frame created, large amount of metal in molten form is poured, and metal take a solidified form. Then the outer clay layer is removed, and we find a very properly decorated sculpture, and this technique is known as lost wax technique. Clear? This has been found from Harappan civilization. Then we have large number of bull seal which has been found from this civilization that indicate bull. Clear? In fact, we have some amount of unicorn seal also which has been found. Unicorn basically indicate one-horned animal. It was a mythological animal, but it has been found in the seals known as unicorn bull. Clear? Unicorn. At the same time, we have found some male torsos. In Indus Valley civilization, male torsos means upper part of the human body is shown, and that becomes a very important development because it indicate huge physique at this time. Clear? These were big important developments which has been found. Clear? In Indus Valley civilization should remember about these artistic creations along with large number of urban settlements. Clear? Now coming to important in developments in recent times. Clear? In recent times, there's a very important development. One site among Indus Valley civilization, that is Dholavira, has been included in the list of UNESCO's World Heritage Site. Dholavira is located in the Kutch region of Gujarat, and this region or this site has been found on the banks of river Luni. What are important things at Dholavira? We have found a reservoir at Dholavira which indicate preservation of water. We have found a large signboard in which a script of Indus Valley civilization, that is pictographic script, is found, which has not been deciphered yet. That is why Indus Valley is known as proto-historical phase. Clear? On account of this unique things found, even including the dams also at Dholavira. Dholavira is the only Indus Valley site which has been included in the list of World Heritage Site. Apart from Dholavira, there's a demand to include Lothal also as an important UNESCO World Heritage Site. Lothal was a port city of Indus Valley civilization where a large dockyard has been found. Clear? The Lothal is also important because at Lothal there's a concept of double burial, that is more than two bodies are found in the same grave, and that indicate the concept of double burial at Lothal. Lothal also has a large lighthouse also. Clear? On account of this unique things, it is said that Lothal should also be given UNESCO tag to promote Lothal as a very prominent heritage site in India and even at global level. Clear? Now coming to Indus Valley civilization, very important, another important development in recent time. Clear? Recently there has been excavation. Clear? In recent times, there had been excavation in Juna Khatia village. Recently, the Archaeological Survey of India has conducted archaeological research in Juna Khatia village, again located in Kutch district of Gujarat. Clear? And in this Juna Khatia village, large number of remains of Harappan civilization has been found. In fact, this village is known for very important burial system. Clear? In this burial system, large number of skeletons has been found along with other items kept in the graves. Clear? So large number of Harappan graves has been excavated in Juna Khatia village in the Kutch district of Gujarat. Clear? And at the same time, clear, this has highlighted interest to know more about burial practices of Indus Valley civilization. Clear? And in Indus Valley civilization, there were three known types of burial system. Clear? These three major types of burial system included complete burial, fractional burial, and urn burial. Clear? So three types of burial system which was followed in this valley civilization was complete burial, fractional burial, and urn burial. Clear? These burial systems has been found at Juna Khatia village in Kutch district of Gujarat. Complete burial means people was laid down in the grave. Fractional burial means they were cremated and some parts were buried. Unburial means a person were cremated and ashes were buried. They were known as unburial. Clear? Apart from this, lothal indicate double burial or multiple warrior. The most common trend of burying or rather laying persons or dead bodies was placing the head towards the north side and the leg towards the southern side. This was the most common practice of burying the dead body by Harappans in ancient times. Clear? So this has emerged to be very important one, that is Juna Khatia village. Clear? Kutch district. Even region of Kutch should be prepared thoroughly by you. The reason is Kutch not only because of Dholavira. Dholavira is located on the banks of river Loni. Clear? So river name Dholavira is located on the banks of river Loni. Clear? And at the same time Juna Khatia also in Kutch district. Kutch has become very important in your examination. Recently I'll let you know there is another village in Kutch area and this village is known as Dhordo. Clear? This Dhordo village has been given Best Tourism Village Award by United Nations World Tourism Organization. Clear? So United Nations World Tourism Organization had declared Dhordo to be the best tourism village in India, village award in the year 2023. So in the year 2023, Dhordo village in the Kutch district has been awarded with Best Tourism Village Award by United Nations World Trade Organization. So three things has to be prepared about the Kutch district, very important. One is Dholavira, which is the only site of Harappan civilization included in the list of UNESCO World Heritage Site. Second important thing is Juna Khatia village in the Kutch district, which has been found recently as an Harappan civilization with distinct burial system. Third important thing is Dhordo village in the Kutch district, which has been awarded with the world's best tourism village award by United Nations World Tourism Organization. Very important developments later to Indus Valley civilization. Clear? So this should be known, this should be done thoroughly. You need to understand about Indus Valley civilization. Clear? Now apart from this, just understand. Clear? Indus Valley civilization came to an end around 1800 BC. After Indus Valley civilization came to an end due to different factors. Clear? In fact, the most important factor assigned for the decline of Indus Valley civilization is the ecological factor given by ecological expert Fair Service that led to ecological imbalance because of multiplication of population and decrease in productivity of the soil. This resulted into the decline of Indus Valley civilization, which is the most plausible theory. After Indus Valley civilization came to an end around 1800 BC, people began to live village life, and in the village life, they started to use copper along with stone implements. In fact, copper was used even before Indus Valley civilization. Copper continued to be used even during Indus Valley and after Indus Valley, and this phase is known as copper stone phase or the Chalcolithic phase. Clear? This Chalcolithic phase continued for several years, and meanwhile another major development took place. That major development was the large number of Central Asian warriors known as the Aryans. They began to attack India from northwestern side, and Aryans, when they came to India, they started pure literary tradition, and this literary tradition that was started by the Aryans marked the beginning of historical phase in India. Clear? So historical phase starts with arrival of Aryans who composed or began to compose large number of literary works, the first among them being the Rig Veda. Clear? And with this composition of Rig Veda only, the religion of Brahmanism began to evolve, and this Brahmanism in course of time developed into Hinduism, which is the dominant faith of India. So we'll discuss all major developments related to Brahmanism and Hinduism with arrival of Aryans in India. Clear? Just understand first of all. Clear? Aryans came to India in waves, clear, in groups, and when they entered India from the northwestern side, they easily defeated the native people of India with their horses and chariots. Clear? And with help of horses and chariots, Aryans defeated the native people who were dark in complexion. Clear? But when Aryans came to India, they failed to comprehend the diverse phenomena seen in the northwestern part of India, and they began to compose hymns in praise of gods to protect them from diverse climatic and natural phenomena. In fact, they started personification of gods in India, and in order to personify the gods and to worship them, they began to compose sloks or mantra, and that resulted into establishment or composition of literary traditions in India. And based on these literary traditions, Brahmanism and Hinduism got established in India. Clear? No, you are expected to attempt questions from Hinduism. Questions may be asked. We need to understand about this religion of Brahmanism and Hinduism thoroughly. Clear? Do understand first of all. It's very important for upcoming examination. Clear? So with arrival of Aryans, true historical phase developed in India due to written tradition, and Aryans, when they came to India, Aryans began to compose sloks or mantra, and with these mantras and sloks that became the nucleus of new religion. The religion itself came to be known as Brahmanism, and in later course of time it also came to be known as Hinduism. Now we'll discuss about this religion elaborately started by the Aryans in India. Clear? So Aryans contributed towards Brahmanism and Hinduism respectively. Clear? First of all, to understand Brahmanism, the mantras, we need to understand about the Vedic literature. Clear? So Brahmanism and Hinduism are based on Vedic literature composed by the Aryans. Clear? Now we can understand Vedic literature in four distinct layers. Clear? So first of all, we'll understand about the first layer of Vedic literature, and the first layer of Vedic literature is known as Samhitas. The first layer of Vedic literature is known as Samhitas. Clear? What do we mean by Samhitas? Clear? Samhitas are basically four in number, and these four Samhitas are Rigved, Samved, Yajurved and Atharved. Clear? So Samhitas are basically four Samhitas: Rigved, Samved, Yajurved and Atharved. Clear? Rigved was the first work composed by the Aryans in India, and these works were composed to praise large number of gods and goddesses like Indra, Agni, Varun, Marut. Indra was worshipped as rain god as well as war god, Agni as fire god, Marut as storm god, Varun as water god, Som as god of plants. Clear? So all these were gods that were mentioned in the Rig Veda. Clear? So Samhitas comprises of four Vedas. Clear? These four Vedas are Rigved, Samved, Yajurved and Atharved. Samved is not a new text. It contains some of the hymns of the Rigved which are used for singing purposes, and therefore they are known as Samved. Clear? The most important mantra being Gayatri mantra in the Samved. Atharved or Yajurved contains elaborate rituals to be performed in Vedic sacrifices, and Atharved mentions about local culture and traditions which were found in India at the time. Even it mentions about the ghost and the use of amulets to ward off the evil forces. Clear? These are four Samhitas, and this is known as simply as Samhitas. One thing to remember is all these Samhitas were not given written form. These Samhitas passed from generation to generation only through oral tradition. Since they passed from generation to generation only through oral tradition, these literature are also known as Shruti literature. Shruti means something be passed by oral tradition from one generation to another generation. They were not given written form. They were given written form much later in 14th century by Brahmins of South India. Clear? At the same time, the second layer of Vedic literature are known as Brahmanas. So second layer of Vedic literature are known as Brahmanas. Clear? Brahmanas. Clear? They are concerned with various rituals and rites for basically for promotion of peace and security and domination of Brahmins. Clear? So Brahmanas mentions about elaborate rituals and complicated rituals to be followed by the Brahmins with support of the Kshatriyas. Clear? So large number of Brahmins, and they mentions about deities, they mentions about gods and goddesses, and specific rituals to be performed for gods and goddesses. Clear? And these are known as Brahmanas. Do understand one thing, this first layer and second layer combined together, it prescribes a concept known as concept of karma kand. Clear? So these are largely promoting the concept of karma kand, that is complex rituals to be followed by the Aryans at that time in India, and they are known as karma kand, that is samhitas and the Brahmanas. Clear? After Brahmanas, clear, later on shift began to take place from complex rituals to metaphysical and spiritual developments, and that resulted into third layer of Vedic literature, and the third layer is known as Aranyakas. They are known as forest books. Clear? So third layer is known as Aranyakas, and Aranyakas by forest books, Brahmins went to forest areas, they began to meditate, and they wanted to move away from complex rituals prescribed under Karma Kand. Clear? And they began to emphasize more on knowledge, they began to emphasize more on philosophical learning and metaphysical concepts. Clear? So these came to be known as Aranyakas. Clear? And the fourth layer and the last layer of the Vedic literature is known as Upanishads. Upanishads. Clear? Now Upanishads are important. The reason is that Upanishads marks complete transfer from complex rituals to the philosophical developments, whereby concept like the creator of Brahma and the Atma or soul and attainment of moksha or freedom from cycle of birth and death was emphasized. Clear? And therefore these two texts combined together, they are known as Gyan Kand. Clear? So it is known as Gyan Kand because it emphasizes on knowledge. Clear? So there are four layers of Vedic literature. It starts from complete materialism, that is some Samhitas and Brahmanas, completely collectively known as Karma Kand. Then we have Aranyakas, that is shift from materialism to spiritualism, and that complete spiritualism took place in Upanishads. There are 108 Upanishads. Clear? And all these Upanishads emphasize on the creator, the soul, as well as the integration of soul with the creator and attainment of moksha or salvation, and that is known as Gyan Kand. Clear? These are four layers of Vedic literature, and these four layers of Vedic literature is the foundation of the way of Hinduism and Brahmanism. Clear? So these major developments took place with arrival of Aryans, and the history of Aryans has been constructed based on these major Vedic literature. Clear? And based on this Vedic literature only, I'll let you know, we need to know that Vedic culture is divided into two phases: the Rig Vedic phase and the later Vedic phase. Clear? Rig Vedic phase is largely based on Rig Vedic Samhita, and later Vedic phase is based on three other Vedic Samhitas: Brahmanas, Aranyakas, and finally Upanishads. Clear? And this transition took place in 1000 BC. Aryans came to India around 1500 BC. Initially, they remained in the northwestern part of India as nomadic people. But with discovery of iron around 1000 BC, Aryans are shifted from upper Gangetic plain to the middle Gangetic plain and dominated the entire Gangetic plain, and they started to practice agriculture. This shift became possible with discovery of iron, also known as Shyam Ayas or Krishna Ayas. And with discovery of iron, when they shifted towards the Gangetic plain, they began to practice agriculture. Life became settled and sedentary, and therefore they began to fight for more and more land or territory. Clear? In the early Vedic phase, the Aryans fought for more and more cattle. Clear? The term for battle in the Rig Veda therefore is known as Gavishti, which means search for cattle. Clear? But the term for battle in the later Vedic phase indicate the battle for Janpad or territory. In the early Vedic phase, the most important battle was battle of 10 kings. Clear? And in the later Vedic phase, the most important battle was between Kauravas and the Pandavas. Clear? That became the theme of the epic Mahabharata. We'll come to that epic also, that is Mahabharata. Clear? This development took place in later Vedic phase for territory known as Janpad. Janpad is frequently mentioned in later Vedic texts. Clear? Now, apart from these major things, clear, Upanishads mark the end of Vedic age around 600 BC, and therefore Upanishads are also known as Vedant. Clear? Because it marks the ant of Vedic literature known as Vedkant or Vedant. Clear? So Upanishads mark the end of Vedic literature known as Vedant. Clear? After these four, the Brahmanism is based not only on these things, clear, but at the same time, apart from these four major components, Brahmanism or Hinduism is also based on some other literary works, and these literary works are broadly divided into Itihas. It is also an important component. Clear? Itihas basically means history. Clear? So Itihas basically means historical events or development. Clear? And under Brahmanism, Itihas indicates some major literary works. The first major literary work under Itihas is Ramayana. Itihas is Ramayana. Clear? And in this work Ramayana, there is a depiction of Lord Ram and at the same time his obligation towards his family members. Clear? Ramayana was considered to be a very important one, largely composed by a priest known as Valmiki. Clear? Even though most of the scholars believe that Ramayana was finally compiled by Valmiki in Gupta period, but the period assigned to Ramayana is from 1500 BC to 600 BC, that is the Vedic age. Clear? So period assigned to Ramayana is 1500 BC to 600 BC. 600 BC, but the work Ramayana was finally compiled by Valmiki during Gupta period. Clear? At the same time, apart from this Ramayana, one word Itihas, second is Mahabharata. Second is Mahabharata, that also comes under Itihas, and within Mahabharata there is a text known as Bhagavad Gita. It's basically the directions given by Lord Krishna to Arjun in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Clear? This is known as Bhagavad Gita. Clear? And in Bhagavad Gita, clear, it emphasizes on dharma or duty. Clear? So Bhagavad emphasizes on dharma or duty, followed by karma or action, then bhakti or devotion, and finally knowledge, gyan. Clear? Dharma, karma, bhakti and gyan. Clear? This is basically highlighted in Bhagavad Gita, and clear. And all these combined together, clear, led to a new philosophy or major philosophy, and this philosophy is known as Nishkam. Clear? This philosophy is known as Nishkam Karma. Clear? Nishkam Karma means doing duty without expecting anything. Clear? So major philosophy highlighted by Bhagavad Gita is known as Nishkam Karma. That is performing your duties without expecting anything. Clear? This is known as Bhagavad Gita. And lastly, clear, the fourth one that comes under Itihas is known as Puranas. Clear? And Puranas mentions about different dynastic history, mythological histories also, and these Puranas are considered to be another important source to understand Brahmanism and Hinduism. Clear? So first is Samhitas, then we have, after Samhitas we have Brahmanas, Aranyakas followed by Upanishads, and after this we have another classification of Itihas. Itihas include Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita and the Puranas. Clear? Apart from this, clear, Brahmanism or Vedic literature on which Brahmanism is based is also based on other Hindu scriptures, and other Hindu scriptures mentions about Vedang, that is some limbs of the Vedas or Ved ka Ang, and then we have another classification of Dharma Shastra. Clear? These literary works are important because it marks the beginning of Hinduism and it marks the beginning of historical tradition as well. Clear? Now coming to other major scriptures, the next major scripture or related to Brahmanism is known as Vedang. Ang means limb. Ved ka ang. Clear? There's a difference Vedant and Vedang. Vedant is Ant of Vedas. Vedang means Ang of Vedas. That is limbs of the Vedas. Clear? And there are 6 major limbs, 6 major organs of the Vedas, without which Vedas could not have been passed from generation to generation in oral tradition. One major Vedang is Nirukt, which means etymology. Nirukt means etymology or the base of knowledge. Clear? So Nirukt means etymology or the knowledge base of the Vedas. Second is Vyakran or grammar. That is the grammatical rules to be followed. Nirukt is Vyakran is grammar. Clear? Second is Kalp. Kalp means rituals to be followed to sustain Brahmanism. After rituals, we have Siksha. Siksha here indicate not knowledge, phonetics, science of pronunciation. Without proper pronunciation, Vedic hymns could not be passed from one generation to another generation. Clear? And then fifth is Chand. Chand is basically metrics. Metrics to be followed while pronouncing verses. And last is known as Jyotish. Jyotish means astronomy. To believe in astronomy, which is very important to promote the Brahmanical faith according to astronomical science. So these are 6 Vedang of Brahmanism or Hinduism you must know for prelims examination. Nirukt etymology, Vyakran grammar, Kalp rituals, Siksha phonetics, Chand metrics, Jyotish astronomy. Clear? These are very important concepts of Brahmanical literature. Clear? Apart from this, clear, Brahmanism is also based on some Shastra. Clear? The most important being known as the Dharma Shastra. Clear? Dharma Shastra prescribe the duties to be followed by the followers of Hindu faith. Clear? And this Dharma Shastra are also marked by important classifications. Some of the major Dharma Shastra include Manu Smriti, Yajnavalkya Smriti, Narada Smriti and Vishnu Smriti. Clear? Now coming to Dharma Shastra. It's clear Vedang. Clear? Now after Vedang, Brahmanism is also based on Dharma Shastra. Also based on Dharma Shastra, whereby these texts prescribes a code of conduct to be followed by followers of Hindu faith. Clear? It indicates about the acharan, that is the behavior to be followed in order to ensure proper karma according to religion. Clear? And to emphasize on proper dharma and proper duty. Clear? Some texts were written, the most important being Manu Smriti, that prescribes code and functions and duties to be performed by different varnas in Hindu society, that is Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and the Shudras. Then we have Yajnavalkya Smriti, that prescribes correct rituals to be followed in Hindu practices. Then we have Narada Smriti, that prescribes the code of conduct for social behavior. And finally, we have Vishnu Smriti. Clear? So there are 4 major parts of Dharma Shastra, major classification of Dharma Shastra: Manu Smriti, Yajnavalkya Smriti, Narada Smriti and Vishnu Smriti, clear, that needs to be followed, clear. Now, apart from all these texts, clear, Brahmanism or Hinduism, which started with the arrival of Aryans, has developed four major schools of philosophy. Clear? Why these schools of philosophy? Because these schools of philosophy prescribe different ways to attain moksha or salvation. Clear? So, in order to attain moksha or freedom from cycle of birth and death, different schools prescribe different paths, and with these paths, a person can get freedom from the cycle of birth and death, and therefore these are known as six schools of philosophy or darshan in Hinduism. We'll come to six orthodox schools of philosophy as well. Clear? So Hinduism is largely based on six major schools of philosophies, clear, and this six systems of philosophy, clear, is also known as Shad Darshan. Shad Darshan, and all these schools prescribe different ways to attain moksha, the ultimate objective of following Hindu religion. Clear? First major school of philosophy is Nyaya, which was founded by a philosopher, Gautam. Clear? So Nyaya is a school of philosophy founded by Gautam, and this school emphasizes on logic and reasoning. Logic and reasoning in order to be applied for attainment of moksha or salvation. This is first major school of darshan of Hinduism. Second major school is known as Vaiseshika. Vaiseshika was founded by another philosopher, Kannad. Clear? Vaiseshika school emphasizes on the minute composition of the universe in form of matter, and this is known as Anu or atoms. Clear? We also call it to be Parmanu or atom. Clear? Parmanu or atom, which is said that if person understand even the movement of Anu or Parmanu in the matter, he can understand the function of universe and can get freedom from cycle of birth and death. Vaiseshika school also marks the beginning of physics in India. Clear? Next major school is known as Samkhya, founded by Kapil. Samkhya school was founded by Kapil, and Samkhya school highlights importance of interaction of Purush, the man, at the same time Purush man with the surrounding environment. Clear? So Samkhya school emphasizes on basically Purush, the cosmic man, and his integration with Almighty God, and this is considered to be the oldest school or darshan of Hindu philosophy. Clear? So it is the oldest darshan of philosophy of Hinduism. Next major school or next major darshan is Yoga, founded by Patanjali. It emphasizes on proper meditation of mind and body to attain moksha or salvation. Clear? After this, we have another major school of philosophy known as Mimamsa. This is the most orthodox school of philosophy, and Mimamsa school was founded by Jaimini. It emphasizes on rituals, complex rituals like followed in Vedic time in order to attain moksha or salvation. And last major school is known as Vedanta, founded by Badaryan. Vedanta school founded by Badaryan. Clear? These are six major schools of philosophy which has been the base of Hinduism. They prescribe different methods in order to attain moksha or salvation. Clear? But at the same time, all these are collectively known as orthodox school of Hinduism because they prescribe orthodox method to attain moksha salvation. In contrast to these six schools of darshan or philosophy, there's one unorthodox school of philosophy, and this unorthodox school of philosophy is known as Lokayat, founded by Charvak. And this philosophy emphasizes on indulging in worldly life, worldly materials in order to enjoy the life without having any faith in life after the death. Clear? So all these orthodox schools emphasize on life after death, but Lokayat emphasizes on indulgence in this worldly life without caring for life after death, and this is known as unorthodox school of philosophy known as Lokayat philosophy given by Charvak. Clear? This one thing. Now coming to Vedanta, it is very important because Vedanta philosophy is the philosophy which ensure integration of soul or Atma with the creator, that is Brahma. Clear? Now there are different branches of Vedanta also. We'll come to different branches of Vedanta. Is the most important philosophy of this religion. First major philosophy of Vedanta is known as Advaitavad. So first major branch of Vedanta philosophy is Advaitavad. Advaitavad was given by Adi Shankaracharya in the 9th century AD. Clear? Adi Shankaracharya in the 9th century AD gave the concept of Advaitavad, which basically means philosophy of non-dualism. Non-dualism, that is monism. According to this philosophy, there is no difference between the creator and the created beings. Both are one and the same thing, and a person can get connected with ultimate creator or Brahm only with complete knowledge about feeling that there is no difference between him and the ultimate creator. If a person realizes the difference between him and the creator, it is because of his indulgence in this illusionary world known as Maya. Clear? So person needs to move away from Maya in order to get the soul connected with ultimate divinity, which is only possible through knowledge, also known as Gyan Marg given by Adi Shankaracharya. In order to emphasize on Gyan Marg, Adi Shankaracharya established 4 pit or mutt in 4 directions of Indian territory, and this 4 pit or mutt was established in different parts of Indian territory. Clear? First mutt was established in Puri, which is known as the Govardhan Mutt. Govardhan Mutt at Puri. Do remember these names in recent times because of Ram Temple. These mutts and the Shankaracharya were important. Clear? Then we have Dwarka Mutt in Gujarat. Clear? Then we have Sharda Mutt in Karnataka, and we have Jyotir Mutt in Uttarakhand region of India. Clear? So 4 mutt or peat established in different corners of Indian territory. Govardhan Mutt established by Shankaracharya in Puri region of Odisha, then Dwarka Mutt in Gujarat, then Sharda Mutt in Chikmagalur district of Karnataka, then Jyotir Mutt in the region of Uttarakhand. Clear? These mutts were established to promote Gyan Marg by Adi Shankaracharya, who was a saint of 9th century AD. Clear? Apart from this mutt, apart from this branch, clear, another branch of Vedanta philosophy is known as Visisht Advaitavad. Visisht Advaitavad or qualified non-dualism, which was given by Ramanuj in 11th century. Clear? According to Visisht Advaitavad, a person can get connected with ultimate divinity not only through knowledge but through complete devotion, also known as bhakti. Clear? Since Ramanuj emphasized on devotion of bhakti, the path advocated by him came to be known as Bhakti Marg. Clear? So Bhakti Marg became more popular than Gyan Marg because it was more acceptable to the people. Clear? Next major branch of Vedanta philosophy is Dvaitavad. It was given by 13th century scholar Madhvacharya. This philosophy is completely opposed to Advaitavad and Visisht Advaitavad because it emphasizes on clear-cut dichotomy or difference between the creator and the created beings. Clear? So Dvaitavad is a philosophy completely opposed to Advaitavad or Visisht Advaitavad, which was given by 13th century saint Madhvacharya. Clear? This philosophy was given at the same time given by Madhvacharya in 13th century. Clear? Now, in contemporary times, is another philosophy known as Neo-Vedanta. And Neo-Vedanta philosophy is a philosophy which propounds concept of universal realism. Clear? So this is a philosophy based on concept of universal realism. That is, there's one reality at universal level, that is the Brahm, and obviously everyone should try to get connected with the Brahm. And with this concept, only the concept of universal brotherhood is promoted by Hinduism, also known in this context as Sanatan Dharma. Clear? So these are very important developments related to Hindu religion. Clear? Apart from this, in philosophy of Hinduism, there's a concept of Purusharth. Purusharth means that every person to complete his life has to go through 4 ashrams. Clear? These ashrams also becomes an important component of Hinduism or Brahmanism. Clear? So Hinduism and Brahmanism also emphasizes on concept of Purusharth. Purusharth, whereby every individual has to emphasize on 4 important things to complete his life, to have an integrated life. And these 4 components of Purusharth is Dharma, Arth, Kam and Moksha. Clear? Dharma means to follow your duties. Arth means to acquire material resources. Kam means to indulge into physical pleasure. And moksha means to get rid of the cycle of birth and death. Clear? So these are 4 important things, the duties to be followed by every person to develop himself as Purusharth or the complete man. Clear? At the same time, clear? In Hinduism, there's another concept of ashrams related to Purusharth only, and therefore this ashrams, clear, because these things can be followed only by person following 4 ashrams. Clear? The first phase of every individual life is life known as brahmacharya or brahmachari, whereby a person needs to live a disciplined life as a student. Then this phase has to be followed by grihastha, that is a life of householder to attain earth and to attain moksha also, kam also. Clear? Then the third phase is known as vanaprasth, a person to renounce his family life and to go to forest areas or one for meditation. And the last phase is known as sannyasi in order to attain moksha. Clear? So first of all, the brahmachari stage has to be followed to continue with the dharma, duties. Clear? Then grihast, basically grihast indicate attainment of earth, attainment of or attainment of calm. Clear? Vanaprastha means basically the vanaprastha will also lead to moksha and sannyasi will also lead to moksha. Clear? So artha and calm is related to grihasth, vanaprastha and sannyasi is related to moksha, and this complete the man completely, and this is known as purusharth, which is possible through 4 ashrams. Clear? These are again very important concepts in Hinduism. Clear? Now coming to sects of Hinduism, what are the major sects of Brahmanism or Hinduism? Sects of Hinduism, clear. 2 broad sects of Hinduism is basically Vaishnavism and Shaivism, clear. But Vaishnavism itself has several variant forms, clear. So the most dominant sects of Hinduism is first of all Vaishnavism, clear. Vaishnavism means worshipping Lord Vishnu and his avatars, clear. Lord Vishnu is worshipped in form of 10 avatars, clear. And therefore these avatars are worshipped because they came from time to time in order to preserve the whole universe. Because in the concept of Hinduism, there is a concept of Trinity of gods, that is Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva. Lord Brahma is worshipped as creator of universe, Lord Vishnu is worshipped as preserver of universe, and Lord Shiva is worshipped as the destroyer of the universe. Clear? And therefore, since Lord Vishnu is worshipped as preserver of universe, he is worshipped in 10 avatars or incarnations. Clear? And among them, Lord Ram is also considered to be an avatar of Lord Vishnu. Even Gautam Buddha is considered to be an avatar of Lord Vishnu. Clear? But at the same time, Vaishnavism has different variant form. Clear? What are these different forms? Clear? First variant form is known as Sri Vaishnavism. Sri Vaishnavism is marked by the worship of goddess Lakshmi. Clear? So Sri Vaishnavism is a sect of Vaishnavism that believes in worshipping goddess Lakshmi. Clear? Then we have another sect known as Ramanand Sampradaya. Ramanand Sampradaya, and this Ramanand Sampradaya are basically followers of Ramanand. Ramanand was a saint who brought Bhakti ideology from South to North India. Then we have Swami Narayan Sampradaya. Swami Narayan Sampradaya. Clear. After Swami Narayan Sampradaya, we have Brahma Sampradaya. We have Brahma Sampradaya. After Brahma Sampradaya, we have Rudra Sampradaya. We have Rudra Sampradaya. Then we have Gaudiya Vaishnavism, largely in Bengal, started by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Gaudiya Vaishnavism. We have Gaudiya Vaishnavism, clear. And then we have Bhagavad sect. Bhagavad sect that believe in worshipping Lord Krishna. Clear? So these are major variants of Vaishnavism, which is major sect of Hinduism. Sri Vaishnavism that emphasizes on worshipping goddess Lakshmi. Ramanand Sampradaya, Swami Narayan Sampradaya, Brahma Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya, Gaudiya Vaishnavism started by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Bengal, and then Bhagavata sect. Bhagavad sect believes in worshipping Lord Krishna. Clear? Apart from Vaishnavism, another major sect of Hinduism is known as Shaivism. Clear? So Shaivism is another major sect of Hinduism, and Shaivism also has its variant form. What are the variant form of Shaivism? We need to understand. Clear? These variant form of Shaivism also plays an important role. Clear? First basically is Pashupata Shaivism. Pashupata Shaivism. Pashupata Shaivism. Then we have Shaiva Shaivism. Shaiva Shaivism is also Shaiva Siddhant. Shaiva Shaivism is also known as Shaiva Siddhant. Then we have Lingayats, very prominent one, starting in Karnataka. Lingayats are also known as Veera Shaivas, started by Basav or Basavanna. We'll come to this leader, very important one. Then we have Kashmir Shaivism. Kashmir Shaivism, another important one. And then we have Shiv Advait. We have Shiv Advait. These are major variants of Shaivism. Clear? Lingayats being most important one. We'll come to Lingayats separately. Largely started by Basav in the 12th century AD in the region of present Karnataka. Right now, in some course of time, Lingayats even demanded the status of a new religion in Indian culture. Clear? These are major important thing. Another variant or another sect of Hinduism. Clear? Hinduism or Brahmanism, this sect is known as Shaktism, that believes in worshipping mother goddesses as source of Shakti. Clear? So basically another sect is Shaktism, and Shaktism refer to worship of Shakti or mother goddesses like Durga, Kali. These are all sources of energy. Clear? Durga, Kali, Saraswati. Durga, Kali, Saraswati, Lakshmi, Parvati. Parvati. Clear? Worship of mother goddesses like Durga, Kali, Saraswati, Lakshmi and Parvati is considered to be Shaktism. Clear? Worship to gain energy or Shakti. Clear? And next major sect in contemporary times is also known as Smartism, whereby any person can follow any god according to the choice. Clear? There is no such hard and fast rule, and this concept is known as Smartism. Clear? So there are four major sects of Hinduism: Vaishnavism, Shaivism, then we have Shaktism, and then Smartism. Clear? These all developments took place, and Hinduism emerged to be the most dominant religious faith in India, which is very important. Clear? You should know all these works. These works are very important, and ultimately, I'll let you know in contemporary times. Clear? Our Prime Minister, clear, he gave, or rather, he presented the written form of Upanishads to foreign dignitaries. Clear? So, to foreign dignitaries, several major things were given by our Prime Minister, and Prime Minister handed over these things to important personalities coming to India, and therefore it has led to promotion of Upanishads as a very prominent text in India, which marks the end of Vedic age or Vedic culture, Vedic text known as Vedant. Clear? So Vedant became very important one, and Upanishads were given. Clear? In contemporary times, again recently 2023 only, Prime Minister gifted first edition of the book, The 10 Principles of Upanishads. Clear? This was written in India in 1937. Clear? And this was given to the President of United States. So in contemporary times, for upcoming prelims examination, it is also important to know our Prime Minister gave a work to President of United States. The book is titled as The 10 Principles of Upanishads. Clear? It's translated from Sanskrit and considered to be one of the best translation of Upanishads in contemporary times. Clear? Upanishads, also known as Vedant. What are the 10 principles mentioned in this work, which was given by Indian Prime Minister to the President of United States? Clear? So this is very important for coming time. Clear? So we need to understand. Clear? So in contemporary times, recent times, our Prime Minister gave a work to the President of United States, which is titled as The 10 Principles of Upanishad. The 10 Principles of Upanishads, which is considered to be one of the best translation of Sanskrit in recent times. It was translated in by the scholars in 1937 and was given to United States President. Clear? The 10 principles of Upanishads mentioned in this work, these 10 principles include, clear, number 1 is Isha. First principle mentioned in this book is principle of Isha in Upanishads. Then Isha followed by Cain. These principles are important. Isha, Cain, Katha. Isha, Cain, Katha, Prashan, Mundaka. For your information, I'll let you know, from Mundaka Upanishad, we have taken the line Satyamev Jayate, which is inscribed in the state emblem of the government of India. Satyamev Jayate means truth alone triumphs. Clear? Then Mundaka, then Mandukya. Then we have Mandukya, 6-1. Then we have Taittiriya. Then we have Aittiriya. Then we have Chandog Upanishad. And then we have Brihadranyaka. Upanishad. 10 principles. Clear? So this book given by Indian Prime Minister to President of United States, 10 principles of Upanishads, and these 10 principles are Isha, Cain, Katha, Prashan, Mundaka, Mandukya, Taittiriya, Aittiriya, Chandog, and Brihadranyaka. Clear? Very important development that can be asked in upcoming examination. Current affairs, the link questions with current affairs. Clear? So this all information related to Hinduism or Brahmanism. complete informations are there with you. Prepare the religion. You get questions on Hinduism and Brahmanism. Clear? Now, after this, we need to understand, clear, that when Aryans came to India and they began to compose Samhitas followed by Brahmanas, Aranyakas, and Upanishads. Clear? In course of time, at the same time, we have discussed that these Aryans originally remained in the northwestern part of India, which is also known as land of seven rivers, that is also known as Punjab. Along with six tributaries of Indus, there was one mighty stream of Saraswati in this region. With discovery of iron, they shifted to upper and middle Gangetic plains in the later Vedic phase, and they began to practice agriculture. Clear? And Vedic age finally came to an end around 6th century BC with Upanishads that marked the beginning of spiritualism in India that replaced materialism. Clear? In 6th century BC, the people got confined to the middle and lower Gangetic plains. It was highly fertile region marked by alluvial soils. They began to use thick layers of alluvial soils for rice cultivation. Abundant production of rice led to economic diversification. This economic diversification also resulted into trade and commerce, and such trade and commerce led to huge amount of prosperity, and that marked the establishment of urban centers once again in India, like the Indus Valley civilization. This urbanization is known as second urbanization in India after the first urbanization. And in the second urbanization, large number of urban centers got established in lower and middle Gangetic plain. Surrounding this urban centers only, large janpads began to be established, and all these janpads came to be known as Mahajanpads. Clear? 16 Mahajanpads were established at this time, and among these 16 Mahajanpads, the most powerful Mahajanpad was the Magad Mahajanpad. This Magad Mahajanpad was located in the central part of Bihar, southern part of Bihar. Magad began to expand considerably, and in course of time, Magad defeated all other Mahajanpads and emerged to be the most powerful Mahajanpad with its capital at Rajgriha and Patliputra. Clear? Ultimately, by 4th century BC, Magad became such a large Mahajanpad by incorporating the entire northern and central part of India. It resulted into different dynasties like the Haryanka dynasty, then followed by the Sishunak, then the Nanda dynasty in Magad at Patliputra. Clear? Finally, the last Nanda ruler, Mahapadmanand, clear, was defeated by a person from humble background, Chandragupta Maurya, who led the foundation of Mauryan Empire. Clear? When Mauryan Empire was established at this time, clear, by Chandragupta Maurya, he was largely facilitated by a Brahman, and this Brahman was Chanakya or Kautilya. Clear? Chanakya or Kautilya was humiliated by Dhananand, the last Nanda ruler, and he decided to defeat Dhananand, and he trained Chandragupta Maurya. This whole story in which Chandragupta Maurya was defeated Dhananand with support of Chanakya is mentioned in a historical drama. This historical drama is known as Mudra Rakshas, written by Vishakha Dutt. Clear? So Mudra Rakshas by Vishakha Dutt mentions about mechanizations of Chanakya or Kautilya. Clear? Meanwhile, apart from promoting the establishment of large empire known as the Mauryan Empire, named after Chandragupta Maurya with capital at Patliputra, Chanakya or Kautilya wrote a very important work on statecraft or political economy. This work is titled as Arthashastra. Clear? So Chanakya wrote a work titled as Arthashastra. Clear? This work is on statecraft and political economy, not on economy per se. Clear? Political economy means that part of economy related to fiscal administration, that is collection of revenue and going for expenditure. Clear? So book is on political economy that deals with revenue collection and expenditure rather than economy itself. Clear? In fact, this book is not on economy economy, this book on statecraft, this book is on political economy. Clear? And in this work, that is Chanakya, this work Arthashastra of Kautil, he gave different theories altogether, and all these theories in recent times has become very important to promote the national interest of India. We need to discuss about this work, that is Arthashastra of Kautilya. Clear? Now coming to Mauryan Empire and establishment of Arthashastra by Kautilya. So briefly about Mahajanpas and then Arthashastra of Kautilya. Clear? This needs to be discussed thoroughly, that is Arthashastra. First of all, clear? Mauryan Empire. Clear? So Mauryan Empire, coming to Arthashastra. Clear? Arthashastra is a book divided into 15 chapters known as Adhikaranas, and in these 15 chapters, Chandragupta Maurya has dealt with different theories. Clear? First of all, in this work of Arthashastra, Chandragupta or Kautil or Kautil or Chanakya has mentioned about Saptang theory. Clear? In this Saptang theory, he has mentioned about 7 components of the state which is mandatory to sustain a large empire. Clear? So according to this work, there are 7 components of the state which must be maintained by any ruler in order to sustain large state. Clear? So this has resulted into the Saptang theory. First of all, we'll discuss the Saptang theory. No, in the Saptang theory. Clear? The most important role has been given by Chanakya or Kautilya to the king, here who is designated as Samrat or Swami. So all powers are concentrated in the hands of Samrat or Swami, and all powers radiates from him. And to assist Samrat and Swami, there are 6 other components. These components include ministers or amatyas. Second component include basically the janpad or territory, as Kautilya advised the king to go for war to acquire more and more territory. Third include the durga or the forts. Fifth include basically the kosh or the treasury. Sixth include the dand or the army, and seventh include mitra or the friends. Clear? Because Chanakya advises the king to maintain healthy relationship with contemporary rulers, promoting bilateral and multilateral relationship. Clear? So this was mentioned by Chanakya in his Arthashastra known as Saptang theory, or 7 components of the state. Clear? Moreover, Chanakya has mentioned about military system in ancient India. Clear? This military system mentioned by Chanakya is known as Chaturang Bal, that is 4 major components of army. These components included the infantry, the cavalry, and at the same time the large number of elephants and the chariots. Clear? So all these mark the Chaturang Bal, 4 components of military system. Now why this I am discussing? Very important one. Obviously Chanakya and Arthashastra is important. Clear? This is important because all the important military administration mentioned by Chanakya in Arthashastra has recently been promoted by government of India. Clear? The reason is that recently the government of India, the defense minister of India has launched Project Udbhav. Clear? So recently the Union Defense Minister has launched a scheme known as Project Udbhav. Clear? According to this Project Udbhav, it is basically to promote the military system mentioned by Chanakya or Kautilya in contemporary times. Clear? This Project Udbhav has been launched along with Indian Military Heritage Festival. Indian Military Heritage Festival is considered to be reviving the military heritage of ancient times, and it is a collaborative project between Indian Army and United Service Institution of India, which is a think tank. Clear? So Project Udbhav is an initiative by Defense Ministry of India. It is a collaborative project of Indian Army along with United Service Institution of India, which is an Indian think tank, to promote the heritage of military system from ancient times. Clear? And at the same time, this Project Udbhav, this acknowledges the vintage scriptures like the Arthashastra of Kautilya, Nitishar, then at the same time Thirukkural, and all the military system mentioned these ancient works are being relevant or found to be relevant in contemporary times as well. Clear? In fact, this project has been launched in order to ensure or facilitate better understanding of ancient military wisdom and to help to facilitate usage in contemporary times. So objective is to understand the military the developments in ancient India and to facilitate its application in contemporary times, just for knowledge enrichment. Clear? Now, at the same time, clear, what were those military systems mentioned in ancient works like Arthashastras, which is being promoted by under Project Udbhav by Ministry of Defense in India? Clear? The most important thing highlighted by this project Udbhav, is mandala theory given by Kautil or Chanakya. Clear? Now, what was this mandala theory given by Chanakya or Kautil in Arthashastras? Do understand, it's very important. Clear? According to mandala theory, this theory focuses on understanding the activities of the enemies, the friends, and the allied countries. That is, activities of the foes, the friends, and allied countries. Clear? Mandala theory postulates, clear, that the immediate neighbor state is most likely to be an enemy of the state. Clear? So it needs to be understood that it is believed, Mandala theory believes that the immediate state is likely to be an enemy state. Clear? It can never share healthy relationship with the country. At the same time, it also says, clear, that the country or state next to the enemy state will most likely be friend of the state. Clear? So mandala theory is basically a theory that is based on huge pragmatism. It believes that immediate neighboring state is always most likely to be an enemy state or potentially enemy state. Clear? And the state next to the enemy state will most likely be the friendly state to the state. Clear? This indicates a clear-cut understanding of neighboring relationship or relationship with neighboring countries. Clear? At the same time, mandala theory also made it clear that diplomacy and alliances are very important part for a state to survive, and every country should maintain diplomatic relationship and continuous alliances with larger number of countries. This mandala theory also emphasizes on intelligence gathering, that is, through spy network, intelligence information must be collected among the neighboring countries, and at the same time, it emphasizes on logistics and supply chain. Logistics and supply chain means provisioning and management of resources for the success of military expedition. So to make military expedition successful, proper supply of military resources and supply chain is to be maintained. All these are considered to be a part of mandala theory, which is being researched in contemporary times to enable its application even contemporary times for better understanding of India's relationship and military establishment with respect to neighboring countries. Clear? At the same time, there's another strategy advocated by Arthashastras, which is known as strategy of upeksha. Clear? So in this theory, he also highlight about strategy of upeksha. Clear? What is the strategy of upeksha? Clear? It basically means diplomatic neglect, diplomatic indifference, deception, reused and revived during the Indian freedom struggle. Clear? So it basically means strategy of upeksha, that is the diplomatic indifference and the deception which was reused and revived during India's freedom struggle also. Clear? Upeksha as well. In fact, this concept is highlighted by another scholar will come. Clear? So all these becomes very important with respect to the theory, military establishment given by Chanakya, which is being used in Project Udbhav. Clear? Next major person and his theory which has been applied. Clear? This is Kamandaka's work, Nitishar. Kamandaka work, that is Nitishar. Clear? In this work, Kamandaka, he also emphasizes on upeksha, and at the same time, clear, Kamandaka Nitishar mentions about maintaining and building friendly relationship with adjoining countries. Clear? So with the neighboring countries, he emphasizes on maintaining healthy and friendly relationship, and he also emphasizes on strategy of upeksha. Clear? Then we have another work that mentions, that is Thiruvallavur. Thiruvallavur, which was written by Thiruvallavur. Thiruvallavur. So Thiruvalluvar, written by Thiruvalluvar, clear. This was did this ethical conduct during warfare, clear. So it says that even though war takes place, ethical code of conduct should be followed during the warfare. This is known as the theory of Thiruvalluvar, clear. Then at the same time we have Ramayana, Mahabharat, Ramayana, Mahabharat, clear, and even Buddhist sources like Jatakas. Even Buddhist sources like Jatakas that mentions about, clear, that mentions about the victory and defeat in the battle, and at the same time, clear, that the victory and defeat depends on knowledge of the science of warfare, clear. So Ramayana, Mahabharata and Jatakas, they mentions about the defeat and victory of the forces that depends on knowledge of the warfare, clear. Now all these has relevance in today's time because it indicate Kautilya's realism, it indicates enduring elements of Kautilya's foreign policy, then it indicates on being vigilant, it indicates on ethical principles, and it indicates leaders are expected to exemplify moral code of conduct during warfare. All this comes from Mandala theory of Chanakya or Kautil, then Kamandaka's work Nitishar, Thiruvalluvar were written by Thiruvalluvar, and Ramayana, Mahabharata and Jatakas. Clear? Very important one, and that is all being rather synthesized in Project Udbhav, announced or rather promoted by Ministry of Defence in contemporary times. That makes Arthashastra and other works highly relevant in nature. Clear? Now after this, now we'll come to other aspects. Clear? Mauryan Empire was established by Chandragupta Maurya with support of Chanakya or Kautil. Clear? At the same time, Chandragupta Maurya also fought a war with Seleucus Nicator, the Greek representative of Alexander the Great. And after defeating Seleucus Nicator, friendly ties got established with Seleucus Nicator, and therefore Seleucus Nicator deputed his ambassador to Patliputra, Megasthenes. And Megasthenes wrote a comprehensive work which is titled as Indica. And in this work, Indica, Megasthenes has mentioned about some major observations related to polity and society. Clear? So polity and society we need to understand. Clear? He mentions that basically that administration of Patliputra was being run by six committees, each comprising of 5 members. And he also mentioned that Indian society was divided into 7 classes rather than 4 classes. And he mentions that there were no slaves in Indian society. All these seems to be rather incorrect observations because he was perceiving things from Greek perspective. Clear? These major informations were there. Clear? Chandragupta Maurya was succeeded by his son Bindusar, and Bindusar was in turn succeeded by Ashok, who is considered to be the greatest ruler of ancient India. Clear? Before we come to discuss about Ashok, here only we'll discuss first of all 2 major heterodox religions established in India. These 2 heterodox religions being Buddhism and Jainism in ancient India. Clear? Why Buddhism and Jainism? Because Ashok became a great supporter of Buddhist religion, promoted Buddhism not only in India, far away from Indian territory, and Buddhism emerged to be a global religion under Ashok. Clear? So we'll have to discuss about Buddhism and Jainism. First of all, factors that led to the rise of Buddhism and Jainism. Clear? Now there's the one question, sir. Kalpasutra is further divided into Shota Shastra, Griha Shastra, yeah, Dharma Shastra. Clear? It is also divided into Dharma Shastra. Clear? Shota Sutra is basically about the concept of performing Vedic rituals. Griha Sutra basically related to rituals performed at home, and Dharma Sutra basically related to the follow of dharma or the duty. Clear? Sarg, Pratisarg, Mansar, Vamsha. Clear? We'll come to these concepts, clear, but don't worry about that. First of all, the things that we had discussed are more important related to the coming examination, but we'll come to those questions also. Don't worry, clear? Now, apart from this, clear? Coming to 2 heterodox religions of Buddhism and Jainism. Just understand, clear? Buddhism and Jainism. First of all, factors briefly that led to the rise of Buddhism and Jainism. Clear? The two heterodox religions of Buddhism and Jainism emerged in 6th century BC largely because of tension within the Varna system. Clear? The Brahman domination was not acceptable to the Kshatriyas because they were the ruling class, they were the warriors, they were the tax collectors. They wanted a most important section or hierarchy in the most important position in social hierarchy, and Kshatriyas began to retaliate against Brahmanical domination. Clear? So this reaction was a major factor for the rise of heterodox religion because founders of both Buddhism and Jainism were members of Kshatriya sect or Kshatriya community. Clear? Even Vaishyas and Shudras began to oppose Brahmanical domination. Vaishyas wanted to protect cattle wealth. Most of these cattle wealth were sacrificed in complex rituals by the Brahmins in Vedic religion, and that was much more required for agriculture. Clear? So obviously the Vaishyas wanted non-violent religion like Buddhism and Jainism rather than complex religions like Brahmanism by this time. Clear? Vaishyas also wanted to promote trade and commerce by lending and borrowing money on interest. But such lending and borrowing of money on interest was prohibited by the Brahmins. So they began to look for some peaceful religions in India. Shudras began to look for another religion that could grant them equality in society and can improve their social status. Clear? Even women began to support Buddhism and Jainism because women were not given respectable position in the Vedic society because they enjoyed only respectable position in Rig Vedic phase. Their position began to deteriorate from the later Vedic phase, and they began to look for non-violent and peaceful religions. Clear? Buddhism and Jainism also developed because of the personality of Gautam Buddha and Mahavir, the founders, because both led a very simple life. They moved from place to place to propagate principles of Buddhism and Jainism that led to huge popularity of two religions. Clear? At the same time, both Gautam Buddha and Mahavir propagated their message through local languages like Pali and Prakrit. Clear? So since they propagated their message through Pali and Prakrit, clear? Prakrit, which could be understood by masses, it led to popularity of both Pali and Prakrit. And for your information to understand, as of now, we had 6 classical languages in India. These 6 classical languages were, six classical languages are Sanskrit, Uriya, and 4 Dravidian languages, that is Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, and Kannada. Of late, it has been decided to include Pali and Prakrit along with Persian to be classical languages of India, taking the tally to 9 classical languages of India. And these languages started largely with Gautam Buddha and Mahavir. Clear? So these were the factors that led to the rise of Buddhism and Jainism. Now coming to Buddhism first. Clear? Rather than going into factual details related to the establishment of Buddhism, coming directly to the major philosophy of Buddhism. Clear? Buddhism, as given by Gautam Buddha, started with his enlightenment achieved at Bodh Gaya under a peepal tree at the age of 35 years. Clear? And Gautam Buddha, after attaining enlightenment, clear, he gave his first sermon at Sarnath, which is known as Dharma Chakra Parivartan, that is setting the religious will in motion. Clear? At the same time, Gautam Buddha, after starting this religion, went on preaching his message, and his message included the 4 noble truths and the eightfold path, which is also known as Astangik Marg. Clear? And in this case, Gautam Buddha said, clear, that 4 noble truths is meant to end all dukh or suffering in this world to attain nirvana. That is, end of all suffering. So ultimate objective of Buddhism is not to achieve moksha. Ultimate objective of Buddhism is to attain end of all suffering or dukh, which is known as nirvana. Clear? So nirvana is the ultimate objective of Buddhism, which was highlighted by Gautam Buddha. Clear? After promoting the concept of nirvana, end of suffering, Gautam Buddha went on preaching his message till he died at the age of 80 years in 483 BC, and he died at a place known as Devariya in Kushinagar in Devariya district of eastern Uttar Pradesh. Clear? But at the same time, clear, when Buddhism was promoted by Gautam Buddha, Buddhism prescribed several major developments. Clear? Now, coming first of all to four major Buddhist councils promoted in Buddhist religion. Clear? Now, I'll let you know. Do understand? Clear? Just after the death of Gautam Buddha, the first Buddhist council was convened in 483 BC at Shaptaparni cave at Rajgriha. During this council, the teachings of Gautam Buddha were codified on palm leaves in Pali language, and this work is known as Sutta Pitaka by Anand. And all the rules of Buddhist monastic order, Buddhist Sangh, was decided by written by Upali in a work known as Vinay Pitaka. Clear? So Sutta Pitaka and Vinay Pitaka were written and compiled in the first Buddhist council by Anand and Upali respectively. Clear? Exactly after 100 years, the second Buddhist council was convened at Vaishali, and this second Buddhist council was convened at Vaishali. Vaishali led to informal division among Buddhist followers. Clear? And this division was marked by two major groups. These two groups were known as Mahasanghikas, and Sthaviravadins. Mahasanghikas and Sthaviravadins. Mahasanghikas wanted some change in the monastic order, and Sthaviravadin wanted to continue with same strict discipline given by Gautam Buddha in monastic order or Sangha. Clear? The third Buddhist council was convened at Patliputra under the patronage of Ashok. Clear? And during the third Buddhist council, the philosophical interpretation was given to teachings of Gautam Buddha by Sri Lankan monk Mogaliputitis, and the work came to be known as Abhidhamma Pitaka. Clear? So Abhidhamma Pitaka was compiled in the third Buddhist council, and Abhidhamma Pitaka compiled with Sutta Pitaka and Vinay Pitaka of the first council. Pitaka came to be known as Tripitaka, which is the sacred text of Buddhist religion. Clear? This development took place related to Buddhist faith. Clear? Finally, the fourth Buddhist council was convened in 72 AD in Kashmir under the patronage of Kanishka, and during this fourth Buddhist council, Buddhist followers got divided into two major sects known as Hinayan and Mahayana. Clear? Hinayan wanted to follow the teachings of Gautam Buddha, and Mahayana wanted to worship the images of Gautam Buddha. Clear? And therefore it resulted into sculpture art related to Buddhist religion with patronage of Kanishk. Clear? In course of time, clear, apart from Hinayan and Mahayana, other Buddhist sects also emerged, and these Buddhist sects apart from Hinayan and Mahayana were basically the Vajrayana sect that believed in magical rituals to worship bodhisattvas and the female consorts Taras. Clear? Apart from this, clear, another major sect that developed is known as Lamaism in Tibet. That also follows Mahayana sect. Clear? Then we have Thai Buddhism in Southeast Asia. And we have Japanese Buddhism. Clear? Even Dr. B.R. Ambedkar started a Buddhist sect known as Navyan. Clear? So all these became a Buddhist sects starting with Hinayan, Mahayana, Vajrayana. Then we have Thai Buddhism, Japanese Buddhism, and even Lamaism in Tibet. Clear? Now at the same time, clear, from our examination point of view, one thing that is asked is the major mudras that is indicated in the sculptures of Gautam Buddha, and all these mudras indicate some important specific messages. We'll come to these mudras of Gautam Buddha or Buddhist religion. Clear? In fact, the first major mudra which is shown in the sculpture of Gautam Buddha is known as Dhyan Mudra. Clear? This Dhyan Mudra is basically a mudra to show meditation and concentration. Clear? In this mudra, the right palm is over the left palm, and at the same time eyes are closed in meditation. So in this mudra, the right palm is over the left palm in this way, and the eyes are closed, and that indicates complete meditation, known as dhyan mudra. Clear? Second mudra in Buddhist religion is known as abhay mudra. Abhay mudra. Abhay mudra is basically to show fearlessness. Clear? And in this abhay mudra, in fearlessness, one hand is kept in this way and one hand is kept in this way. Clear? This is known as abhay mudra, which indicate complete fearlessness by Gautam Buddha. Clear? Third major mudra is known as bhumi sparsh mudra. Bhumi Sparsh Mudra, which indicate complete concentration of Gautam Buddha, even though, clear, he was disturbed by an angel known as Mara. Clear? So it indicates victory of Gautam Buddha over Mara. And in this mudra, Bhumi Sparsh Mudra, on the one hand it shows the hand of the earth, and on the one side he kept one hand on his lap. Clear? So this is basically Abhay Mudra, and in this Abhay Mudra he indicate complete meditation without being disturbed by an angel Mara. Clear? Next mudra is known as Varad Mudra. Next is known as Varad Mudra. In Varad Mudra, there is basically conferring his grace and blessings. Clear? In this Varad Mudra, Gautam Buddha is shown in standing posture, and in standing posture he is shown in this way. That is, he is conferring his blessings to his followers. Clear? This posture is known as Varad Mudra. Then we have Shraman Mudra. Shraman Mudra. Shraman Mudra basically shown renunciation of worldly pleasure. Clear? So in Shraman Mudra, basically Gautam Buddha is in a sitting posture. His one hand is in open form, another is another open form to show that he has denounced the worldly affairs. He had left the worldly affairs and he has started to meditate, known as Shraman Mudra. And last one is known as Chin Mudra. Clear? In the Chin Mudra, he shows his spiritual understanding. In Chin Mudra, his one hand is in the form of this. His one finger is tied with his thumb, and in the same, the other finger is in this way. Clear? This is known as Chin Mudra, which indicate spiritual understanding. And in this Chin Mudra, he is shown with large circular halo behind his head, because it indicates spiritual understanding. So only in Chin Mudra he is depicted with large circular halo behind his head, and both the fingers are in this form, and that indicates his spiritual understanding. Clear? These are major mudras. Mudras are asked with meanings: Dhyan Mudra, Abhay Mudra, Bhumi Sparsh Mudra, Varad Mudra, Shraman Mudra, and the Chin Mudra. Clear? These are the major mudras in Buddhist religion. Clear? Apart from this, there are some Buddhist structures and significance. We'll discuss about Buddhist structures as well. Clear? Now coming to Buddhist structures. Clear? The first major structure related to Buddhism is viharas, which is basically the resting places of the Buddhist monks. Clear? And these viharas are known as places of abode. Clear? Large number of viharas were constructed in Magad region originally. The second major structure is known as the chaityas. It's places of worship. Clear? So large number of places of worship. Most of these chaityas were constructed at Ajanta and Ellora, even Bhaja and Kaneri. We'll come to these chaityas or these structures. So this second structure is known as chaityas. Third major structure related to Buddhism is known as stupas. It is hemispherical structure which is constructed to worship the ashes of Gautam Buddha by his followers. Clear? So it is hemispherical structure around which a circular path known as Pradakshina Path is constructed so that lay followers can move around and can worship the remains of Gautam Buddha, kept at the top of hemispherical structure in a rectangular box known as Harmika. Clear? This is known as stupa architecture. The most important stupa located at Sanchi. Clear? Now Sanchi is the most important stupa, and Sanchi is in news. Why? It has been declared to be the first major solar city of India last year only. Do remember Sanchi? Sanchi has been declared to be the first solar city of India, and this is located in the region of Madhya Pradesh in central India, which is very important for you, especially related to energy sources as sector as well. well. Clear? So Sanchi has the most important stupa constructed by Ashok. Clear? And then we have Gompas. Another structure being known as the Gompas. Gompas basically refers to Buddhist temple, also known as Buddhist temple or a monastery. Clear? And these are largely related to Mahayana form of Buddhism, and this is largely located in the region of Tibet, and in India it is largely located in Ladakh region. Clear? So large number of Gompas are places of worship, even monastery of Buddhist followers. It is located in Tibet region, and in India it is largely located in Ladakh region. Clear? So these are very prominent one, major structures of related to Buddhist religion. Clear? No, these are viharas, chaityas, stupas and gompas. We'll come to them under architecture separately. All the viharas and chaityas along with stupas and gompas as well. Clear? This was related to Buddhist religion. Apart from this Buddhist religion, we need to understand, clear, that Buddhist religion promoted certain artistic developments, and three major artistic schools are associated with Buddhist religion. They are Gandhar School of Art, Mathura School of Art, and Amravati School of Art. Clear? Gandhar and Mathura School of Art were promoted in post-Mauryan phase. Gandhar School developed in the extreme northwestern part of India, in which images of Gautam Buddha were made in Greco-Roman fashion or Hellenistic fashion, in which Greek conception was also applied. And in this Gandhar school, with help of grey stone, the images of Gautam Buddha were made, and Gautam Buddha was shown with curly hairs, with a large halo behind his head, and a light body around, cloth around his body known as drapers. Clear? This is all indicate the traditional Greek god Apollo, and therefore it is considered to be a hybrid school. Clear? In contrast to Gandhar school, Mathura school developed as a pure indigenous school, in which Gautam Buddha is shown with shaven head. At the same time is shown only with saffron cloth, which were requirements to enter Buddhist Sangh. Clear? And all these structures or sculptures of Gautam Buddha were made in red sandstone at Mathura. Then coming to Amravati school, largely patronized by Satwahan rulers. At Amravati school, Gautam Buddha is shown with largely with shaven head and even with shaven face also. Clear? And most of these sculptures were made in white marble. Clear? And in Amravati school, most of the sculptures of Gautam Buddha are symbolic in nature, and these symbols has been taken largely from Jatak stories. Clear? These developments took place at Amravati School of Art. Clear? So three different schools of Buddhist art developed in post-Mauryan phase, that is Gandhar school, Mathura school, and the Amravati school. Clear? All these major developments taking place in Buddhism, in Buddhist religion. Clear? Now, apart from Buddhist religion, now we'll move on to discuss about another heterodox religion of Jainism. Clear? Now, coming to Jain religion. Clear? Factors were same that led to the rise of Buddhism. It led to rise of Jainism as well. Clear? The credit for founding the religion of Jainism goes to Vardhaman Mahavir. Clear? Vardhaman Mahavir was born in Vaishali in 540 BC in a Kshatriya family. Clear? And after continuous asceticism, Mahavir acquired a supreme knowledge or kaivalya at the age of 42 years. Clear? The supreme knowledge in Jainism is known as kaivalya. And meanwhile, while attaining kaivalya, he discarded his clothes from his body, remained to be thoroughly devoted to meditation and attainment of knowledge. Clear? It is believed that Mahavir was preceded by 23 other teachers known as Tirthankars. Clear? The first Tirthankar being Rishabhnath. But the historicity of the first 22 Tirthankars are doubtful. We don't know much about them. The historicity of only 23rd, that is Parshvanath, and the 24th Mahavir is well established. Clear? Parshvanath was from Banaras, Mahavir was from the region of Vaishali. Clear? So credit to establish Jain religion goes to Vardhaman Mahavir. Clear? After attaining kaivalya, Mahavir began to highlight his own philosophy, and according to philosophy of Mahavir, clear, the ultimate objective of Jain religion is to attain moksha or freedom from the cycle of birth and death. Clear? But this moksha can be attained only by an ascetic, not by a householder. This is in contrast to Buddhism. In Buddhism, nirvana can be attained by householder, the concept being known as madhyam marg. But in Jainism, moksha can be attained only by an ascetic, only by a monastic. Clear? It is not possible for householder. So in this way, Jainism proved to be a more strict religion. Clear? Moreover, Jainism began to be promoted by Mahavir, who advocated the principle of brahmacharya, that is celibacy or continence. And before him, clear, four other principles had been given by Jain Tirthankars. These principles were complete non-violence, clear, complete avoidance of speaking lie, at the same time non-acquisition of property with force, and at the same time not stealing anything. Clear? So all these prohibitory orders and these five principles became the core principles of Jainism. Along with principles, there were three jewels of Jainism, that is right belief, right knowledge, and right action. Clear? Vardhaman Mahavir also made it clear universe functions according to continuous interaction between the Jeev, the biotic community, and Ajeev, the abiotic community, not by any universal being like the God. Clear? Since he said that nothing is managed according to ultimate God, clear, it was made clear that Mahavir was more scientific in nature, who believed in interaction between biotic community and abiotic community. He also said that to attain ultimate truth, absolute truth, there are different ways to achieve truth, and all these ways to achieve ultimate truth is known as Anekantavad, given by Vardhaman Mahavir. All these philosophies were given by Mahavir at this time, and therefore Jainism started to develop. Mahavir finally died at a place known as Pavapuri near Rajgir in 468 BC at the age of 72 years. Clear? And in course of time, Jainism began to be promoted by some important rulers like Chandragupta Maurya, the founder of Mauryan Empire. Clear? Chandragupta Maurya migrated from the Patliputra to a place known as Shravan Belgol, which is located in district Hassan of Karnataka. And at Hassan in Karnataka, under the influence of Jain monk Bhadrabahu, Chandragupta Maurya accepted Jain religion and ended his life by performing Sallekhan. Sallekhan is a self-mortification Jainism whereby a person ends his life through gradual starvation or other self-mortification in order to end or in order to achieve moksha or salvation. Clear? So Chandragupta Maurya also died by performing Sallekhan. Clear? Meanwhile, Jain monks after the death of Chandragupta Maurya returned back to North India from Karnataka, and differences began to take place among Jain monks. While the Jain monks who stayed back in North India, they acquired white clothes on their body, and at the same time Jain monks who came from southern part of India, they remained without clothes. Clear? And due to these differences, the major of Jainism got affected, and after some years, after some time, Jain monks convened the Buddhist Jain councils to decide the whole issue. Clear? Meanwhile, when Jain monks were there in South India, the Jain monks of North India had already convened the first Jain council, and this council was convened at Patliputra in 300 BC. That led to the compilation of 12 or 14 Purvas. Clear? But Jain monks who returned back from South India, they refused to accept the 14 Purvas, and they demanded another Jain council. And finally, the second Jain council was convened at Vallabhi in Gujarat in 6th century AD, and in this council, clear, Jain monks compiled the sacred text in form of 12 Ang. So 12 Ang became the Jain source, and at the same time it led to permanent split among the Jain members into Shwetambars and Digambars. Clear? Shwetambars adopted white clothes on their body, and Digambars went without clothes on their body, and that became a very important development in Jain religion. Clear? Now coming to Jain religion, clear, in contemporary times, there is a one important development related to Jain religion, and that development is related to a controversy at Samed Shikhar on Parasnath Hill in Jharkhand and Shatrunja Hill in Palitana in Gujarat. Clear? Why these were in news? We'll come to these places. Samed Shikhar and Parasnath Hill in Jharkhand and Shatrunja Hills in Palitana region of Gujarat. Clear? This was in news in 2023. We'll come to these places as well. It's clear till this point? Clear. We'll continue from here after the break. Meanwhile, I'll take a question. Sir, Jainism as a philosophy established by Reshavnath and as written by Mahavir. Clear? See, philosophy was given not only by Reshavnath, philosophy was given by all the Jain Tirthankars, 23 of them. But religion was established by Mahavir. Clear? We'll continue after the break. We'll take a break for half an hour. We'll continue at 2 o'clock. We'll start with Sambet Shikhar and Parasnath Hill and Satrunja Hills in Palitana region of Gujarat. Clear? Thank you.